Hey, good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Sunday and it is our daily reading. We'll take a look at current situation and the influences around that. And glad to have you all with me. My vacations, just so you know, it's at the end of the month. Actually, the beginning of April kind of spills over. March 30th. So I'll be actually gone March 30th through April 5th. So again, so it's not for a little bit. I'm just really excited about it. And so all I can do is think about that. So I'm going to use the Echoes of Atlantis today. And let's get started. Okay, current situation, please. Ace of Swords. Present influence. Two of Swords. Interesting. Future influence. Six of Pentacles. What you don't see. Magician. What to look for. Seven of Cups. Unexpected. Sorry, I'm kind of just getting a feel for them as I go. Page of Pentacles. Challenge. Five of Wands. Strength. Six of Wands. And where does this lead? Death, advice. And after that. That's I like that. Well, King of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. So, I mean, this may be a person. And when we speak about a cups person, they're loving, they're caring, they're normally very kind-hearted, very easygoing. They kind of go with the flow. That's the water. The regular rider white. He's actually on water. His throne. I was gonna say thorn. I kept wanting to say it, but it's on water, so it kind of goes with the flow, and that's kind of the energy. I mean, they're very caring and loving people overall. Deep emotions as well. So this could be, I feel like it could be somebody, and we'll get into it, but just keep that energy in mind as we move forward. So your current situation is the Ace of Swords. I feel like some news comes in. This feels like news to me, and I'll tell you why. Because with the present influence being the Two of Swords, there's like, okay, here's the news, here's the clarity, or whatever it is, or even aha moment, and it leads to, okay, now I got to make a decision here. What do I do next? And that's the current energy. So the situation is the clarity itself, or the news, or whatever that is. And then the Two of Swords is the influence, which has led. So I feel like this has led to a decision that you have to make. You have choices, and the what you don't, or what to watch for is the choices. Don't think it's just A and B, or just even A. Like, if I don't do this, what do I do? Since this is in the what to look for, I'm just going to go straight to it because I want it to make sense that you will have other choices than just what you think with this influence. So sometimes, like, we have to make a decision, and sometimes we may have to say no to something, but it's not saying yes to something else. It's just saying no. But I think this wants you to know that there will be more choices available to you. You just need to look for them. So when we're in a position where we don't know what we want to do with something, we don't necessarily see all of the benefits, all of the other things we can do if we say no to this, because we didn't have that backup plan. So it's not hey, A versus B. It's just I don't want to do A, and that's what happens here. Is there some kind of clarity where you're like, oh, do I really want to do this? And then so just keep that in mind, that's, but know that you'll have choices, and we'll get to that too. I mean, we did, but I'll review it. So Six of Pentacles is in the future influence. So here in the near future, there is going to be a feeling of togetherness, equal give and take. I feel like this is about equal give and take. Now it could be, I I don't think it's one sided. I really don't. I mean, it could be, but I don't. And the only reason I say it could be is because the Five of Wands sitting in the challenge, that there may be a conflict here. But I think overall the energy will be good in the near future, because to me, the Six of Pentacles, I mean, it is a mini completion, it is a pentacle. Those are overall good cards. Um, yeah, the Six of Pentacles can be about overgiving, or not an equal give and take, where also there's, in the Rider White, there's one that looks like he's getting and the other one's like waiting, like, kind of somber. But I don't feel like that's what this is. I really don't. I feel like it's going to be more of an energy of equalness. And I think that's why those choices are going to be important. So what you don't see is the Magician. I feel like this is a reminder of the tools that you have. Like, just, I mean, again, this is what you don't see. So whatever clarity you get here with this Ace of Swords, and whatever decision you have to make, you know, don't look at it too somberly, because know that you have, this is what you don't see, that you have the tools to do more. They're there. So just, know that you have them. And I think that's, I mean, honestly, with where this leads, I feel like there's a really good, positive road to hoe. And what to watch for again is the choices. So this is, I think, the most important part of this whole reading, to be honest with you. Um, I, I think that if there is something happening, the looking for all of the other alternatives is going to be important, because I feel like when you have that energy of the Two of Swords, you're going to feel like, like, you're going to feel kind of, I don't know, stuck. Like, if I don't say yes to this, I don't have squat. So I think it's important to know and to look for the other alternatives. Just so you're not thinking that you have to do this one thing. The Page of Pentacles is in the unexpected. I feel like regardless what happens here is that you've been focused on something, and this will come into play. And I think we've been talking about this focus for a long time. So it has that energy to it where, you've been working really hard on something. So I think it's going to allow you to reach an aha moment, like, yeah, it feels good. Like, okay, I know I can do XYZ, because you need to have that confidence so that you can see your choices. And once you receive that confidence that comes from the hard work that you've put in, then you'll be able to, see all your other choices, where the Seven of Cups will come into play more, where you'll be able to actually visualize it. Because the Five of Wands is in the challenge, and I feel like this is a feeling. Like, you feel it's like it's something, there's something very competitive here, or you feel like you need to be competitive and you're not. I feel like you almost think like you shouldn't be competitive. Like this shouldn't be a time to be competitive. This should be a time to either do or don't do. But there is a feeling of a little bit of a struggle with that energy, so that you may have a challenge here where it's 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 not a fight against anyone else. If anything, it's a fight within you. Like not looking at this as a competitive thing, like not thinking that you have to outdo somebody else or even outdo yourself. Because I think sometimes when we go into something new, we think it has to be better than. And what is better than? Like, okay, more money, let's say it's a job. More money is better than? Well, that's not better if it's a harder job or more stressful, or you don't like the people you're working around, or it's an unhappy environment. If it's more money, that's just more money. It's not necessarily better. Does that make sense? So you kind of have to have that like outlook, like this could be good, but what is it? So that's where the competition comes in. That it doesn't have to be better than something. It just has to be good for you. Um, that's the way I'm looking at these cards. So the Six of Wands is in the strength. So I feel like whatever's happening here, whatever change is going on, it does have to do with someone else. King of Cups probably. And the positive here is that you do have a lot of recognition. You've probably been held in high regard to some degree or another, if this is job related or even relationship related or even family related. You've been held to a wow, you're really a special person. And we're all special people. We are. But you know what I mean, like in a work environment, I feel like this is what it is. So for a lot of you, it's work or project related. It can be family related too. I get a lot of that feeling for some reason, more than love or relationships, but it could be just relationships in general. But yeah, you've got a lot of energy there with that Six of Wands, saying that this is your strength, man. You're respected, or at least you've had a lot of um, people tell you like, oh wow, you did such a good job, blah blah blah. Um, the death is in our where this leads. So I feel like once you look at your choices and you determine where you want to go with this. Again, this is news that comes in, the Ace of Swords. So you're getting some kind of news, and what it does is it leads to your transformation. Keep in mind, a lot of it comes from the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is about learning, and once you've become, proficient at something, the death means that you can transform into something not necessarily better. I don't want to say better or worse, because it's just different. Because I don't think this is a life altering death card. I feel I feel like it's a situational death card. So in other words, in a situation, you're going to um, step up or move up or transform or get better at, and shed some skin and have more confidence and all of those things that are going to come along with it. And then I said, well, where does it lead after that? Because the death card is its transformation is Seven of Swords. So I do feel like this is, if you look at it too, it almost feels a little bit like choices like the Seven of Cups to some degree, because he's got all of those, I don't know these globy things around him. And it's like he's looking at them, which one to take. And I feel like that's where it leads. It leads you to open up to be able to take what you want to take. In other words, those choices, that Seven of Cups, you'll be able to say, I want to do that, or I want that. It's going to lead you to be able to make a conscious selection of something. And I think that's why that Seven of Cups is very prominent in the reading, and why I keep leaning towards it, because it's something that you really need to see, is that you have a ton of choices. The advice is the Emperor, and I feel like that stay in control of yourself, what you're doing, keep on, that focus. The Emperor is extremely focused. He's extremely tough, black and white. Keep that energy, whatever it is you're learning with that Page of Pentacles. That's also an important card in this reading, because whatever it is that you discover unexpectedly, this talent or whatever this is that you've learned or have worked maybe for all your life, is going to really shine. And I think the Emperor is saying, stay focused, man. Stay on this. Take control of it. Take control of your life too, because that's where the choices come in. And that's where, when we don't take control of our life, we don't have as many choices. We don't feel like we do, because we're not taking the control. So that's where the Emperor advice comes in. I feel like that's kind of important. So I'm going to pull one more card, one more little piece of what do we need to know today. Nine of Swords. Be careful of, overthinking things. So like if you're listening to this reading, don't overthink the choices. Don't overthink what you're learning. Don't overthink things to get to the point where you allow yourself to get stressed out about it. I think that watch for that. Like, this is definitely a warning that when we get in our head, we get to the Nine of Swords. If we the Eight of Swords, we're stuck, we don't know what to do. And then the Nine of Swords is the panic and the anxiety that comes after that Eight of Swords, of not taking hold and releasing yourself. So this just is the energy of saying, don't get too wrapped up in things. Allow yourself to be in the moment. And that's another thing with the Nine of Swords that I feel is really important, is, a lot of times when we're living for the future, we get stressed and anxious because we're not living in the now. And this is a reminder of that too, that yeah, you may have choices, and keep that in mind, but you don't have to. It's just don't let it stress you out so much that you can't move forward, and then go through it. So there you have your reading today. I hope you liked it. Please hit the like button, subscribe as well, and leave me a comment, because I appreciate those as well. Take care. Have a beautiful day.